All right, here we are at part 3 of my first trip to the mountains and our first trip together. We had a great time well, it's a valley, so down in Gatlinburg. It's one of Mike's favorite places to go, so he was very excited to share it with me.
There's a lot of neat areas, not only in Gatlinburg, but outside of Gatlinburg, that you can go to, but it's full of things to do. I mean, you could go there several times and not do the same thing twice.
Which is really great. So one of the first places we went to was a new place that Mike had never been before, and he really was excited about checking it out. It was called the Gatlinburg Brewing Company. Mm-hmm. I think they've changed their name now. What did you say it was?
That's what it is.
Nope, Gatlinburg Brewing Company, okay. And he was really excited about this place. They had original beers, and they also had a pizza stone oven or whatever it's called.
Like a brick oven.
Yeah, brick oven, pizza oven, whatever. It was really good. So we enjoyed that stop. And then everywhere we go, Mike has to stop where?
At Pepper Palace.
Pepper Palace. He is a hot sauce connoisseur. And in these pictures, you will see him trying what was called the End.
It's changed a little bit since then. It's actually gotten hotter, but better flavor since this trip. Mm-hmm. I've actually bought some since then. So.
Of the new one, yeah.
Right.
Well, what I really love about these pictures is you can see Mike sweating. This particular taste that he got, he thinks he got a piece of a pepper.
Oh, I know I did.
Because normally he doesn't have this reaction. He just normally is like, okay, that's good, okay. But this time it got to him. It was kind of funny. Then we went to dinner that first night at
one of my favorite places.
It is his favorite place in
Smoky Mountain Brewery. Love the beer, love the food. Everything there is great.
The atmosphere. It's really a nice place. It is a nice place.
It's a neat building. The one in Gatlinburg particularly is a neat building. It's really cool, really nice to look at. Everything is just great about it.
And their beer's really good. He really likes their beer.
They have an awesome flight of beer. You can get like 10 to 12 beers depending on how many they have on tap at that time. Yeah. For that price of whatever it happens to be, $11 or $12.
But it was not very expensive, and they're not small. They are 5-ounce samples. They were incredible. I was wow. And I don't drink beer, so he got to have it all. But we enjoyed playing trivia that night as well.
Yes. We played live trivia, which they have there a couple nights a week. The Knox Trivia guys who does it there. Mm-hmm. They've done it for years. It's a lot of fun. You can't use your phone. Don't even think about pulling it out. And if you're lucky, like we were,
it wasn't luck. It was skill. You're good at it.
You'll win gift certificates for the Smoky Mountain Brewery.
I don't think we won like third place, I think, or something.
Second place.
Yeah, and we got a gift certificate. Yeah.
I've won first, second, and third different times, depending on when I've been there. But I mean, I've literally been to Smoky Mountain Brewery tons of times. I can't even tell you how many.
Yeah. And then later that evening, we decided to take in a couple of the more commercial type entertainment things. We went to a 5D movie.
A couple of the Ripley's exhibits.
Yeah, and they were fun. We enjoyed that. We had a good time. It was like you can see these glasses. These pictures are a little blurry. It was goofy, but we had fun, and we wanted to do something different, so we did. We also tried the Haunted Adventure, which kind of freaked me out a little bit. I don't do haunted houses. I don't like scary at all, but he was like, it'll be fine, and it was really kind of fine.
It's kind of cheesy.
It was kind of cheesy. It was fun, though. We enjoyed it.
If you want a scary thing, go over to the Haunted Mansion there in Gatlinburg.
Yeah, we haven't done that, and I probably won't do that, but our next trip, a couple of my kids are going with us, and maybe they'll do that with Mike, not me.
It's a lot of fun. No matter what, you have fun when you're in Gatlinburg.
Yeah. So the next morning, we headed over to Pigeon Forge.
Mm-hmm. Decided to introduce her to the Apple Barn and get breakfast there. It's another one of my favorite places up there. Great food, just great atmosphere, neat place, all kind of different things.
It was beautiful.
Nice.
They had, when we first got there, everything was closed except for the restaurant. So we went and we ate first, and I had one of the best quiches I've ever had in my life. It was phenomenally good. And then after we finished, we got a chance to walk around, and there were some free wine tastings, and we got to walk through the little store. And I mean, it kind of reminded me of Cracker Barrel, but better. It was not as commercial as Cracker Barrel. It was very local. There were all kinds of things that were all about apples and all about the area, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, the mountains, and I really enjoyed that part of it.
Right, and you can get some fresh apple juice, apple cider, the breads, the fritters that they make there are amazing. The muffins they make are amazing. There's all kind of different things that they have that they give you samples of at breakfast.
Yeah, it was great. We've gone back a couple of times since then, and every time we go, we have to go there. Then we also, while we were in Pigeon Forge, decided to try the Titanic Museum, which Mike had never been to either. So that was really cool. We weren't allowed to take any pictures inside, but if you are interested in history and the history of the Titanic specifically, you might really enjoy this. It was a really cool exhibit. They had all kinds of stuff that was from the actual Titanic, as well as just a lot of things written down.
One of the neat things is they actually give you a ticket that you are one of the passengers on the Titanic. And then basically you follow that passenger's voyage on the Titanic as you go through and find them as you go through the different exhibits.
And you get to find out whether they survived or not. It was actually a really cool way of, making it more personal for you. It kind of gave you somebody to follow through the voyage. It was really neat.
And I would highly recommend getting the audio tour as well as you go through, because you can scan the different codes and, it tells you everything that's going on.
Yeah, it was great. And the next day, we ended up eating at the Pancake House, which is, I keep saying these are favorite places of Mike's, but you have to understand, everything in Gatlinburg is like a favorite place of Mike's.
Log Cabin Pancake House is one of the oldest, kind of places there. It's really good. Just a nice, big, pancake house. Yeah, just good food in general.
Yeah. We did some driving around that day, kind of through some of the back areas of Gatlinburg. Not necessarily touristy areas, but just to see the beautiful foliage and just the gorgeous views of the mountains. It was so great to be able to drive through. And one of the places that Mike had read about and wanted to check out was this place called the Fox and Parrot Tavern.
Yeah, I took her to a place that I had been before.
Oh, I forgot you'd been there before. I'd forgotten.
It is a neat, cool little place in the middle of nowhere, on the end of the Glades circle, basically, for the arts and crafts community. It's kind of just set back, an unassuming building, step up some stairs, and go in there, and it's just an old British pub is basically what it is.
Which I love that kind of thing. I spent a little time in England when I was younger, and so it was kind of a little bit of nostalgia. I never lived there for long, but it was a fun thing to get to experience. So whenever I get to go to places like this when we're here in the States, I really enjoy it because it reminds me, and it was pretty authentic if I remember correctly. I thought it was great.
They have darts and that kind of thing that you can play there. Dogs are definitely welcome there. They had a couple dogs walking around. I guess it belonged to the owners when we were there. It's just a neat little, family place. Great food too.
Yeah. And after that, we went on this drive. What was
the
this
Roaring
drive?
Fork Motor Nature Trail.
If you have not done this, I highly recommend it. If you're going up to the Smokies and up to Gatlinburg to enjoy the mountains and nature, you have to do this drive.
Yep.
It was beautiful. I got so many pictures. I've only included a few here, but there were so many beautiful places to take a picture, pull off the road.
Yep, just head up past the Park Vista, keep on going, and you'll run into it. It's just, there's Grotto Falls, a couple other places up there you can take off and take hiking tours on. But if you don't want to get out of your car, you don't have to. You can just keep driving, and you will see tons of waterfalls, even just from your car. Wildlife is out there. I've seen several bears over the years when I've been there. We saw quite a few turkeys when we were there this time. I've seen owls, chipmunks we saw.
Yeah, we did see chipmunks.
Quite a few of those actually.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of neat. And like I said, you don't even have to get out of your car. You can just drive right through. The slow drive, obviously, because it's quite twisty and the elevation changes are quite dramatic. But it's really nice. A lot of just great views.
It was probably one of the favorite parts of the trip for me because as much as I enjoyed being in town and seeing all the things in town, what I loved more than anything was being out on the mountain and getting to look around and just see everything out there. It was gorgeous. Mm-hmm. After that drive, we decided to go back into town, and I got initiated into Smoky Mountain Moonshine. And we started off at Old Smoky. What's it called? The
Moonshine Holler.
Yeah, Moonshine Holler, which is where you walk down into like it's
original moonshine from Tennessee, Gatlinburg. You just walk up in there, and during normal times they have bands playing there, music going on, all kind of different stuff.
Well,
a lot of fun.
I was kind of hesitant, to be honest with you, about trying moonshine because, I mean, I don't mind a little bit of alcohol here and there. I'll drink a little bit, but I'm not a heavy drinker, and I don't like really strong liquor. And of course, moonshine, when I hear that, I think of that clear stuff that you can start a car with. And I was like, I don't think I really want to try any moonshine. And Mike was like, okay, that's fine. I'll just try. You can watch. So we walk into Old Smoky, and we're looking around, and I see everything everybody else is doing. And he actually, it might have been at a different moonshine place that first time. But regardless, the first time he tried it by himself, I watched, and I was jealous because all these different flavors and everything. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to try it. So I did. I tried it, and I did skip the strong ones, but I tried all the fruity ones and all the creamy ones, and oh my word, I am a moonshine lover now. We also tried Sugarlands, which, to be honest, we love both Old Smoky and Sugarlands, but Sugarlands was a different experience. They have an open bar in the back where you can go back there and you can order drinks made with their moonshines. So even if you didn't get to try everything, because they can't sample everything, there's too many, but even if you didn't get to try everything, you can go back there and you could pay for a sample or you could pay for a drink. Oh, and at both Old Smoky and Sugarlands, you have to pay for the samplings, but
you get coupons back off of the purchases. The good thing about Sugarlands is that when you do theirs, they are stackable, and you can stack however many you want. We've saved up, 12 or 14 of them.
We did this last year.
When we went and just stacked them all up and got a couple free bottles.
Yeah. Old Smoky will only allow you to do 2 per order. So
right.
Mike and I would sometimes go in there and he would place an order or buy some stuff, and I would buy some stuff.
You can buy T-shirts. They have, food stuff in there. They have all kind of different things.
Yeah, you don't have to buy moonshine. You can buy whatever you want. So that was kind of cool.
They're both really cool places.
They really, really are. We also ended up tasting some different wines on the strip there in Gatlinburg. There are lots of places where you can try wines. Some are free tastings, some you do have to pay for. But just like Old Smoky and Sugarlands, most of them will let you put that towards your purchase. Then we tried one of our favorite moonshine places. They're all my favorite though. But this one I'm really sad about. Doc Collier. We loved Doc Collier. Yeah, he's even wearing the hat right now. We absolutely love Doc Collier. I bought a shirt, he bought a hat, we bought several jars of moonshine, and that was back in 2019. As we're making this video, it is 2021, and Doc Collier no longer exists, and it makes me so sad.
Mm-hmm. They've since been bought out by Tennessee Shine. They're supposed to be bringing some of the original flavors back. We'll see.
Yeah, because we like the root beer from Doc Collier was my absolute favorite root beer moonshine from anywhere. We've tried other moonshines, and that one.
Sugarlands is good.
It is. They're all good.
It's not the same as the Doc Collier one.
It's just not. So we also stopped to eat at Old Red, which I was really excited about because that's Blake Shelton's place, and I'm a big fan of Blake Shelton. It was kind of fun.
We went there a couple times on this trip, actually. One time we had a great experience, one time we did not.
Yeah. The food was pretty good, and I was disappointed that I didn't see Blake Shelton. He was supposed to be there. No, he wasn't. Anyway.
They do have live music and stuff. It's really kind of a cool place.
They do. It is kind of a cool... I agree. It's a cool place. I enjoyed being there. After that, or the next day I think it was, we ended up going on another drive, and this drive was out to...
Cades Cove.
Cades Cove. We were hoping to see some bears and some different animals, and it was really rainy, and we got there kind of early, so we ended up kind of having to wait around a little bit. And
the clouds were hanging pretty low this day,
yeah.
So you really couldn't see much of the scenery around.
Yeah, and we took some really great pictures. It was like the campground picnic area, I guess it was, or whatever, and I really had fun there. But once we got on the drive, we stopped and took some walks and got to see some of the different things. We really had fun.
Yeah, we still had fun.
Mm-hmm. We just
it was just kind of an overcast day, not your normal Cades Cove day that you would normally go out there.
No, and Mike was disappointed for me because he has seen a bear every time he's been there until he took me along. Not only did we not see any bears this first trip, We've been back to Gatlinburg multiple times, and I still have not seen a live bear. It hadn't happened. But we're going again very soon, and I'm hoping that'll change. We'll see.
At the very least, I'll take her somewhere where she can.
Oh my goodness! All right, so we also had we had one really nice. Well, they were all great dinners and great restaurants, but we also ate at one of his favorite places again, the Peddler. And oh my word,
delicious
that salad bar! I mean, this was before COVID, so they still had their salad bar out, and it was delicious, and it was huge. The salad bar had so many different things to choose from.
And we got really lucky when we walked in. There was a pretty good wait, except for in the bar area. And the table that we got to sit at was right in the corner of the bar area, which you had windows all around us. And so you had a great view of the river. And we were actually hanging out over the river in the bar. So
it was a perfect seat, and we hope that we'd be able to sit there again one day.
Gorgeous views and great food. I can't say enough.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. I think this was our last day. We
ended up on our way out of town.
Yep, we ended up at Crockett's breakfast camp, and Mike had never eaten there before. And apparently, it's one of the most popular breakfast places in Gatlinburg. But he hadn't eaten there. We had noticed it, and we both were like, "Let's try that." It was so good. Mm-hmm. What's really kind of cool is that it's set up like a post office, which I thought was really neat.
Just in the one part.
Yeah, but it was
still
really cool.
It's a logging camp is the way it's actually set up.
That's true.
The whole place, but there's a post office in one part, and that's where they ended up sitting us. Mm-hmm. It was kind of wild, and then of course because of that, I got the Postmaster special.
Yeah, it was really good. Their menu is really cool. It's made out of like a newspaper. It looks like a little newspaper clipping or whatever. And actually, I have this in the wrong order. But one of the times we stopped at this one little Mexican place. What was it called? Do you remember what it was called? It's right
No
there.
Way Jose's.
No Way Jose's. It's right there on the river, and Mike had never gotten a chance to stop there.
I'd wanted to go there many times since I had been in Gatlinburg, and never got the chance to go there because everybody's always like, we got Mexican food everywhere, so why would you want to go eat Mexican food in Gatlinburg?
Right, it's true, but
it wasn't about that. It was about being able to sit in the area where you could literally sit there by the water
and look over the
river and enjoy a couple margaritas
and see the ducks.
Some great food, which they do have really good food, by the way. They have pretty authentic, in most cases, food for Mexican food, which most places that you eat Mexican at are not.
That's very true. It's American Mexican.
Right.
Anyway, we had a fantastic trip. I can't wait to go again. Like I said, we've been multiple times since then, and we're going to continue going and having a great time, I am sure. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Most of our videos aren't quite like this. They're a little different. We did this series of videos, just to kind of bring back the memories of our first trip. This was kind of more for us, but we thought we'd share it with you. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.